Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of the Fathom podcast, formerly known as Getting Deep with Fathom. I dropped the whole Getting Deep thing. Now it's just a Fathom podcast. Episode 003, entitled FreeArt EverClear. Our guest is Steve Bateman. Our guest substance is EverClear. The theme is slander. So nice to have you here, Steve. How you doing? Make sure your mic works and everything like that.
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Cool. We're back here at the BP2 studios with Paul Buxton running in the studio room. We also got Pearl here, going to help us out with whatever we need. If we got to look something up, anything like that. Sorry about this episode being late. Everybody got sick with the flu, and we're fresh off Decadent 39, which had us all busy as all heck. But anyways, we got Steve Bateman here this week. He's a Renaissance art master. Steve Bateman is a sculptor, a painter, a drawer. I don't think drawer is a word. I think sketcher is what you call it. He's a harmonica player. He draws characters. He does snow sculpting, and it's amazing. I've seen a lot of this stuff. I'm sure everybody's seen it, and it's like unfathomable, the stuff that he does. I'm sure he's done a lot more different styles of art. What are the other different styles of self-expression that you do, Steve? Did I miss anything?
I don't know. I like bringing people together, getting events going on sometimes. So
a little bit of a promoter.
Well, sometimes, in order to be the captain, you have to be willing to, show someone else how to be captain, and by playing a part, sweeping the room and not necessarily having to own it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Sometimes you just got to be a team player.
It's about, just following through with something and not just half-assing it, I feel.
Well, we talked a little bit last night, and we decided on EverClear being the drug substance. Yep. And so we bought this bottle of Graves Extra Fine Grain Alcohol. If anybody has never had EverClear or does not know about it, it is pretty much a super vodka. It's flammable. It's 190 proof, and it's 95% alcohol volume, which is insane. Am I right? Yeah, so we're gonna bust open. Good. We're going to bust open this bottle. I brought Mountain Dew as a chaser. Steve had this amazing idea about Freezies and EverClear.
Well, I mean, you got to MacGyver what you need.
Yeah. Did you hear that? That was the first pour of EverClear. Let's smell it. Holy shit. It smells like gasoline almost.
God damn. What's it called?
It's Graves Extra Fine Grain Alcohol.
That's right.
This might be the last time my speech doesn't slur.
And just like normal, last week we didn't have Paul getting crazy drunk. We had Calvin filling in for him, drinking mad coffee, and we got coffee headaches so bad we couldn't even get drunk. But tonight, Paul's going to go nuts with the EverClear, and he's excited about it, and he's okay with it.
Pretty much.
And it looks like Steve's already going right into the pickle juice EverClear shots.
Here. I'm not taking a whole.
Do a little hot sauce in there too.
Look at that! Look at that!
Give me some of that pickle
juice. I like it a hot
sauce. If you guys are gonna do it, I'll do it too. I'll do it too.
Wait.
I mean, that's not really a full shot, but I mean that'll probably hurt.
Paul's gonna die.
No, I need to have that one over there.
This may not continue as a podcast. It might just be a bunch of.
Because I want to do one of these.
Coughing, giggling, and.
All right. Well, before I start talking more about what EverClear is, looks like we got a shot round ready to go. Pickle juice and EverClear. Paul needs to be set up.
Oh yeah, come on.
Pearl's doing her best. Okay.
Just a little.
I don't know. Yeah, just give him like halfway. So yeah, there you go. Let's see how this.
This is gonna be crazy.
Right.
I don't have anything in there.
Oh, I just took a drink of my mixer. Holy crap.
Ooh, I just filled mine up with pickle juice.
It's like rubbing alcohol. Steve Bateman, the amazing Steve Bateman. Paul, glad to have you guys here.
Gentlemen.
Cheers. Oh my God.
Well, that pickle juice.
That's really good.
Just took the edge right off of there.
Well,
that is good with the pickle juice.
I should have put more pickle juice in there.
Dangerous.
Let's do another one.
What?
Woo!
Already?
The lemonade might
Frank
be good in
the
there too.
Tank.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe just
We
like
got
back.
Mountain Dew,
not-
lemonade, wine. That's hardcore shit. Well, okay. So Everclear, this is a special substance for me, of course. This was the first time I ever got drunk was off Everclear. I was young. I was probably like 14, 13 years old. And I've gotten drunk before on like champagne and like beer, but never like totally hammered and had a party. And my stepbrother would just buy me whatever because I didn't even know. And he would always get me Mountain Dew and Everclear. And we'll get back into those stories a little bit later. But for those of you that don't know, it's a very powerful, high-proof grain alcohol that tastes like gasoline or rubbing alcohol. From my experience, it's best mixed with Mountain Dew. That's why I bought Mountain Dew. But we also, like I said, have lemonade, pickle juice, and what's that? Mango LaCroix soda. What do you guys what do you guys know about Everclear?
They're a band or something, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're a shitty 90s alternative band.
Dun, dun.
I forgot about Everclear. The
Still
band.
living with your.
Well, why did you want to do Everclear? Because you looked in your cabinet and you were like, that would be interesting.
I didn't even think about it.
That's all that was left.
I was just kind of like, hey, well, talking about a chemical.
Yeah, something that'll change the
I don't
way
really
you
see
are.
beer as a chemical or
All right, so you guys
cigarettes
got
or
2 shots.
coffee. It's like those are just so common.
Okay, so
Another
we're doing
shot.
another shooter of Everclear,
Jeez.
and then we're gonna
Oh,
switch
geez,
to the
Margie.
mixers.
Guys, hold on.
Paul, did you do pickle juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, get some pickle juice in that.
Good lord.
It's okay. They'll be patient with us. Paul is taking twice as much Everclear in these shots as we are. He's a good
Damn
sport
right,
about his
damn right.
job, and he is a badass.
Straight sipping though will fry your face.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
fuck, that shit is gross.
Wow.
Anyways,
You got any sweat sock?
like pool water.
Sweat sock sweat for a chaser or something?
sweat sock.
Sweats.
Like we're gonna dip it in a sock and then like
Pizza chaser.
for
Just
when-
wring them out, and it would
Yeah.
probably be a better chaser, or just taste better than that. It does taste bad, but at least it's not. What I really don't like is that I'm gonna slander some booze right now.
right.
Yeah.
Like like an anise flavored or black licorice.
I'm not a big. Black
I mean, I can.
I
handle,
like.
Uzo?
no, it was. I mean, I can handle a little.
I mean, it's
What's
not
that with the deer and stuff?
There's
and
really
cross
not
on
an
it?
aftertaste to it. It's just
Jägermeister,
originally-
Jaeger.
After feel.
Jaeger's fine, but man, like the worst is absinthe.
Right. Well,
It just,
depends. Real absinthe,
Yeah, I've had.
or I've never. I don't think I've had real absinthe.
I had it in Scotland actually.
I've always wanted to eat the worm, but
That's
you
tequila,
know it's
bro.
up there. Well, anyways, we'll jump right into the roast portion. Steve Bateman. Everybody knows Steve Bateman, right? Steve Bateman, well-known art. This guy's amazing,
Bateman,
but just
Steve Bateman,
Steve
Steve
Bateman. Well, I'm going to say that a lot.
Okay, go for it.
Would you like me to change it to Batman, like when you introduced me the first time?
Batman.
Phantom?
Batman with an E.
You were like, yeah, it's like Batman with an E.
Yeah.
That's what he said to me, like the first thing he
Well,
ever
if
said.
you want to know how to spell it.
It is.
Steve Bateman has dated more crazy hippie chicks than Charles Manson. I thought that one was good. Steve Bateman has had his heart broken by more young girls than my graduating high school class. Steve Bateman has more gray hair in his hair and his beard this year than he did last year. You've drawn more shitty characters on napkins than they've made drafts of Mickey Mouse. People don't know you because you're such a good artist. People know you because there hasn't been one night since 2000 that you haven't been at a bar drinking. You've been kicked out of more bands than Matt Florence, except when Matt Florence leaves a band, you got to replace him. But when you kick Steve Bateman out of a band, nobody ever needs a harmonica player anyways, so it's not that big of a deal.
Oh,
Nice.
And that's it. That's all. Those are the ones I wrote down. I thought the Charles Manson, you've dated more chicks than crazy hippie chicks than Charles
That's
Manson.
pretty clever, man.
Is that
Good
pretty
job.
pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Is it
I don't know. I mean, maybe a little stretch, but I appreciate it.
yeah. I mean, he was in,
You
he's
got to
been
learn.
in jail for
you
20
got to learn
years, so-
somehow. Your trial and error.
But anyway, so that now you get the opportunity to make fun of me if you got any jokes on me.
You're
small chin freakazoid narcissist
Keep going.
with serious emotional problems,
I'm using the force
Trust
of this one,
issues.
people.
mom issues. Yeah, he's just putting these ideas in my head. What do you think about that? He's drawn more shitty characters on napkins than they've made drafts of Mickey Mouse.
How many drafts of Mickey Mouse have they
A
made?
lot. I think it's like the
Have they?
most. They took him like 20 years to figure
How
out.
do you have this knowledge?
Well, just from the internet. I don't know. I mean, it's all subjective. I'm just assuming.
Napkins, body parts,
Yeah, I mean, well,
just whatever's in front of me, and give me materials.
no, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do those. I was just, saying I've seen girls cry because you drew a picture of them on a napkin with a bad pen, and they thought that was what they actually looked like.
Does anybody look like a hole in a napkin? I mean, you might
I've
have a
seen
better
people-
answer for that than
I've seen
me,
people look
but-
like holes in napkins.
What?
So, Steve, how many bands have you played with? And can you rattle off all the
played
bands
with
you've been
or
Well,
sat in with or recorded with.
let's say performed more than 3 times with.
Evergreen Grass Band, Wayward, Fathom,
And then
Pretty Near Sandstone.
what's that bluegrass band that you guys ran with Caleb for a while?
Evergreen. Oh, UFO. It was the Ultimate Frisbee Orchestra. Before
There you go.
Evergreen Grass Band were the Little Green Men who came from the UFO.
Okay. Awesome.
You play with the JGB?
There was Heart of the Heart, Lizzie Diane.
There you go.
But there's a good variety, and I like experimenting with the instrument. So it's always been a pleasure to have a challenge and
Right.
something I enjoy, which is making music with other people. So
Cool. Do you recall the first time that you met me and Paul? Or individually? I was racking on this for a while. When was the first time I actually met Steve Bateman? And I'm not exactly sure. I have a couple of faded memories. I think when I really got to know you was when I started working at the Stone's Throw. And then you came in as a regular.
No, I knew you
at
before
open
that.
mic. Yeah, but we really met. But I
yeah,
can't-
we kind of connected a little better there.
Yeah, because we actually sat down and talked. It wasn't like in passing. But I was trying to recall the first time I actually met you, and I can't recall it. I think it might have been in Decadent Cabaret when Evergreen Grass Band did Guns N' Roses, and I'm not even sure if you played with them. But
Yeah, I
I
did.
think we had.
I think we did like 3 years in a row. We did
You did Guns N' Roses 3 years in a row.
Guns N' Roses. We did Smashing Pumpkins, and we did Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Bluegrassy, kind of
Nice.
newgrassy.
Smashing Pumpkins would have been cool.
Nice.
That was
I
fun,
must
man.
have
That.
missed too.
Yeah. Well, they're out. I'm
I
sure
do-
the recordings are out there somewhere.
Yeah, but we
But
can't seem to find
We
them.
can't. Yeah, we can't. If anybody knows where those are, why
Dark
don't you
web.
give us a call at whatever.
What about Paul? Do you remember the first time you met Paul?
Well, maybe it was on Madeline Island.
Oh. I feel like it was through like Corey at Stone's Throw or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. But
Before
then,
we were like, yo. I just feel like we're in that dark, dingy bar.
I don't even know.
There's like 2 people there.
It's
on a
hard.
Thursday.
I guess that stands for how long ago it's been
know?
that we don't remember. Do you remember the first time you met Steve?
Well, that's what I'm trying to relate. I think the first time I can remember Steve is being at the Stone's Throw.
At an open mic?
No, we'd come in on Thursdays or something like that.
Okay,
I'm sure,
and we just
like,
bumped into each
like
other.
that's kind of how I met Billy Ballads and stuff.
Yeah, I met a lot of people
Basically
there.
at the Stone's Throw, come to see you, and then
We should buy that place.
people. I definitely know Steve through you, which is cool.
Right.
So, but specific.
But can Corey
Yeah.
golf?
No, fuck no. I can mini golf, kind of.
Ooh, we should go.
But it's a little cold yet.
Well,
Okay, so
now.
Steve, on the back of your truck it says free art. What does free art mean? Does that mean that you give away free art? Does it mean that we need to set art free like it was in a prison or something? Or does it mean that you think art shouldn't cost anything?
That might be up to you, pal.
Oh, it's subjective?
For me personally, it's it's a way, it's how I like things.
Well, because it's on the back of your truck. It's your license plate. So I remember every time I look at it, I try to figure out. I know what free art means.
It's not pessimistic, but yet it is kind of. It does say something about the state of artists in a sense. If you think about it, that hey, you know what? Oh, free art. Well, isn't art free anyway?
Some of it.
Yeah, and it is because art
is everywhere.
A lot of times people just take it for granted, and so I mean, as somebody who makes art and creates things, and I'm pretty freaking critical
of art,
of everything.
But
art, especially, in our area, I see something, I'm like, man, why do they do that? It looks just,
why did they make that art, or like, why is that art worth that and this art isn't worth anything, or what?
No, I'm never like, oh, why is it like that? it's just like, I mean, if somebody's you have the simplest art sometimes, and it's highly valued and regarded because it has some sort of explanation about it, usually statement or something. But that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about what is in our immediate community.
Yeah. Well, I guess I want to know sort of what exactly were you thinking when you were like, I want my license plate to say free art.
Well, I had this 1973
Like
Volkswagen bus, okay?
Okay, and that's art right there.
And it was shortened. It had a little short... It had the whole middle area cut out of it when I bought it. I think Cannibal Corpse used to own it or something. It was in Chicago.
Real?
Yeah. So anyway, we fixed this whole thing up. What? And my license plate was like Fatty with a PH 3.
Fatty 3?
So Fatty 3 was my license plate for a very long time. Free art became my license plate when I retired Fatty 3.
What does Fatty 3 mean?
I love Fatty 3.
Does that mean like 3 fatty joints to get me comfy?
I guess it's up.
Subjective
again. There we go.
Was that with an F or a PH?
It was a PH.
Oh,
yeah,
so,
Fatty 3.
I love it.
I mean,
I smoke 3.
I do admit, I like.
Yeah.
I do like. A band that begins with PH. I mean, if you listen to enough of it and didn't slander it.
Yeah. We're jumping into slander already.
Sorry, I just keep on
okay.
ahead of the game.
Okay, so as you have probably what I'm guessing 50 murals, sculptures all around the Chippewa Valley area. I want you to tell me about your 3 favorite, where they are, and what made you make them.
3 favorite.
I don't know, like the first 3 that come to your head. You know what I mean? Like we got the fish on water. We got the
there's those. I mean,
the goose at Banbury.
There's the biggest ones I've ever made, which are in Fall Creek.
Which are the really? Well, that counts. We'll say Chippewa Valley.
But I'd say like I really like the alligator in Chippewa Falls. But
where's that?
It's at Maker's Space in the parking lot.
I don't know if I've
and
ever
basically I built this thing as a, hey, would you come and build something for this thing and we'll trade you some time in our facility. I'm like, yeah, I'll help you out, whatever.
So how big
But it
is
was
that?
cool because, I mean, they really helped. They brought the materials. I just had to grab a welder and, visualize the whole thing. And then I had to figure out a way for people to practice welding all over this thing. And it turned out kind of cool. And that's kind of why I like it. Not because it's the
Is
tight.
it gigantic?
It's full-size alligator.
So it's about like 8 feet long?
Yeah. If it curls a little bit, so maybe, I don't know, 10.
Nice.
So anyway, it's not the prettiest thing. It's not the cleanest welds and blah blah. But I like it because it's a collaboration, that keeps going in a way.
Yeah. I can't believe I haven't seen that one yet. We're gonna have to take a trip. Isn't there a tour?
It's
Steve
right like
Bateman
by
art tour
Well, you could look something up like that on
the internet or something,
or YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Like the treasure map.
Okay, so the alligator in Chippewa Falls at the marketplace. Nice. You said
favorite of Maker's Space, and what they do is they provide. You can do like 3D printing or make your own signage, and it's super cheap and it's awesome. You just do a little like membership for like 12 hours a week. You can use wood cutting stuff, welders, and
it's kind of like an cool art workspace.
Yeah, well, or crafting. Yeah. Hey, you want to do some wood burned with like a laser guided missile system to
Nice.
carve your wood or your business cards. You can do that.
Okay, so the alligator. What's your second favorite?
Yeah, I don't know if that's my first favorite.
It's
but
one of the three.
It is one of the three. Still feel the Horseman is one of my favorites.
And is that still at Salon 7?
Yeah, it's now at Saxy Sweets. On
Oh,
Water Street.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I saw it there.
What's really nice about it there is
Right
that
by Chips.
yeah, it's nobody messes with it. They don't put a bunch of plants and Santa Claus hats on it like Volume 1 does or did, whatever. I mean, this thing's been all around. It's been
Well, I
Minneapolis.
remember when it was
it's
at
been
Stone's
phenomenal.
Throw, drunk guys would be...
Oh, somebody tried to walk out with it one time. I remember.
And it's like, what, 300 pounds?
5.
500 pounds?
Yeah, it's probably 500
Yeah,
pounds.
I never touched it.
It's very heavy. And you need like, oh man, have you?
You
I
never
don't know why I just don't make stuff out of like paper clips or toothpicks or
Because then...
because it'll get stolen.
not if it's out of reach.
Yeah, in the case.
Good
The Horseman is really dope. Really dope. I think I have a feeling...
I do like.
It's kind of got that sort of time tested, beaten down, but still keeps going-ness to it,
And it's been in a few places, which is cool.
And it
too.
looks like it's alive, and it scares the hell out of people. So that's quite beautiful about it.
No, that might be one of my favorites, too.
So there's like there's the community aspect for the one. There's the just all around Frankenstein-ness of that one. Then I think another one would be. There's the woolly mammoth, which is was like the
mammoth,
biggest piece
right?
I've ever built, and the woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
When I built that, I started with a small one as sort of a model, and its body is sort of the size, a toaster, kind of an old toaster. And then I went on to build the medium size one, which is another model for the large one still,
Right.
while I was digging holes and putting in a foundation for the big one. And that was cool.
So there's a toaster size one.
Nice.
There's a dog size one.
The toaster size one is a Midwest tattoo.
Okay. Maybe I've seen it and I just didn't...
Yeah, so it's on the
check it.
shelf. It's like this big. But it's it's crafty, and I think he's just...
So there's a toaster one that's at Midwest. There's a dog size one.
No, there's no dog size one. This other one is like 7 feet tall. This is
Okay.
this is just kind of like another baby.
All right.
But
And then...
that one's got all sorts of interesting things. Parts of like a gas thing for your basement. Big.
Oh, like a
I saw-
propane tank type
But
thing.
so I saw part of it went into the small one, and part of it went into the big one, or something like that. There's Volkswagen pieces on that one too. There's just all sorts. Those are the head. Okay, to give you an idea about the size, there's an old boat motor that makes up sort of the cranium and heading down into the trunk.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen pictures of that.
Yeah, and then the big one is just, man, that's just
You can get inside of that one.
you can go inside of it and hang out.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
and it has a studio in it, right? A recording studio?
Well, potentially,
Yeah.
or maybe
You
that's
should have did the podcast
maybe that's
in
classified. Well,
Right.
the idea was how big to make this, because my materials are they don't cost a lot,
There. Yeah.
so it changes the whole game. If I was to build it like that for just straight up steel, it'd probably be a third of the size,
Right.
But this thing is like, it's got car hoods and a boat and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I've never seen in real life, but
Right. I'm getting
I've
like
seen
a
many
little
pictures.
zip zap between these things. I don't know what's going on. You're sitting my cord again, bud. There we go.
Is that EverClear guy?
There we
You ready?
go.
But let's give you the long.
Hey, EverClear.
How are we doing on this EverClear, guys?
Clarity-
You guys
Promise
feel
I
it?
would sit forward.
EverClarity, folks.
What?
Just go
I would
ahead.
have thought 2 shots
I
would have
don't
felt
think.
it.
I don't think there's any.
You ever tried just taking a sip? It's just like it vapors into your face and
I
just
guess I'm gonna.
it's fire.
Do it while smoking a cig.
There you go.
Oh,
Here.
Oh, he's
I'll do it.
flammable.
I'll do it.
Wow. We
Ugh.
all got to do it. Jeez.
makes you want to puke. Oh, that's.
That's violent, huh?
My
Well-
lips hurt.
Actually, I'm good on that. See, the thing is I like hot sauce. I like stuff to kind of,
Ah, I might have took a big drink. I don't know.
You might have. Well,
It's like dries you out instantly.
Ah,
that's not
It's a
100.
weird- it's like a
that's not
feeling.
198 proof. That's only 190. So that's what that's what I think.
It's only
Is,
190.
That's probably that pickle
190,
juice. That
yep.
pickle juice is just good by itself. Pass it over.
Oh, that just burned my face off. That's great. That was,
But-
actually, it was kind of intriguing.
this is for
Not
teens
bad.
or badasses. I think.
My tongue's still numb. Graves, we're going there.
Super.
I love that. Love that pickle juice.
Okay. So Steve,
Yep.
we have spent many a nights drinking on Barstow and Water Street. I want to know, in your opinion, in the last how many years, what is the best and worst bar in downtown Eau Claire to get hammered at?
So now I'm praising and slandering Corey.
Yes. Yes, you're forced.
Huh. I don't know. You know, it's kind of funny, but I'm gonna give a middle of the road answer on that one.
That's fine.
I'm gonna say over the years, it's kind of been the Stones Throw
Is the best
and the worst.
and the worst. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Nailed it.
The best
Yeah, that
because
was-
it has been the
That
best.
was.
And the worst.
Oh, I
because
remember
answer,
when you used to
man.
have like top-notch bands touring through
Yeah.
from like.
I remember.
They wouldn't even.
It used to be packed on a Tuesday.
Oh, there was something going on every
Turntable
way.
Tuesdays.
But then there was a period when you worked there that was pretty cool too. But still, the place was, it was closed down
When I
for
was
a while.
there, it
and
wasn't the best.
Nobody cares about it. You know
I
what?
worked there when Andy and John did too, and that was a lot better. But I don't pre.
I don't know. Do you
Andy
think
and John,
you think John Mogensen's going to listen to this podcast?
I doubt
Maybe.
it. Well,
If he
he's-
does, say, "Hey, guess what? I think I have another buyer for the Horseman, so you better get on it, pal." He loves that piece.
no, I
actually.
was talking about John Marler. And
Oh
Andy.
yeah, John and
I worked there.
The three guys.
Yeah, but the two guys.
That's
and then the
probably
silent
where
guy.
we know each other from is the old school Stones Throw because I used to do posters for like all sorts of bands that came
Yeah,
through there,
BZ Thursday nights. It
and I
was
do
me
the
and him.
big huge posters, and then we played there a whole bunch too.
Yeah, I
so.
met some of the greatest people there in the world. And then it closed down, and then everybody got sad. We had that big party, drank all the liquor, and then it was gone for a while. And then Michelle Mogensen took over it, and then a few other people took over it, and then I ended up just getting this weird job. And when they offered it to me,
Well, while it was closed, do you feel it was still haunted?
I don't think it's haunted, and I worked there for 5 years.
Did you ever go in the basement after bar close?
Oh yeah,
Okay, isn't that when it's supposed to? It's
Here-
after bar close is what I hear.
and this is gonna make me sound crazy, but I have talked to everybody that worked there, and obviously I have that conversation a lot.
Yep.
Women have all these first account experiences with the ghost. The men
It could be gender specific.
say nothing. And I don't know, I feel like he must have thought that I was like chill and he never messed with me because I could talk to any girl that ever worked there and they will tell me up and down they're terrified to be there. Even Nikki, who I worked with there, she would literally leave TVs and lights on and run out of there and come back in the morning and shut things off. But me, I'd hang out there all night, blare music, smoke weed, sit in the chair, milk a little bit of money
The ghost don't want
off
nothing to do
that
with
till. And he never fucked with me once.
Yep.
But, I don't know. So that's actually an excellent answer. I think that's excellent.
Bravo.
Best and worst.
Bravo.
The best and worst.
Yeah.
And it's changed a lot. So normally we always play this game. We play this game called Marry Fuck Kill. Have you ever heard of the game Marry Fuck Kill?
Oh.
More slander and praise. So you got to marry one, you got to fuck one, and you got to kill one. Okay? And usually we would pick like 3 chicks and then 3 dudes, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time.
Well, at least it's not would you rather because that's just
Well,
it's just a dumb game.
I've done Would You Rathers before, and I don't mind Would You Rathers, but we're going to do buildings. Okay, so the first one, marry, fuck, kill. You got to marry one, you got to fuck one, you got to kill one. Eau Claire's Fest, Rock Fest, or Blue Ox Festival. You got to spend...
I think Rockfest would want me to kill it.
Maybe.
I think. Well, man, I sure like fucking Eau Claire's Fest.
You want to have sex with Eau Claire's Fest?
I just fucking love.
Because you like it for a couple of nights, but you don't want it for the rest of your life?
And Blue Ox is pretty marriable. I mean, obviously, I got the hat on. I'd give
You do
some
have
sort
the
of
hat on.
crap about it.
I'm actually most impressed by Blue Ox this year. I mean, granted, nobody's seen the Eau Claire's blind up yet.
Blind up.
The blind up.
Actually, it's like that's sort of the building tremors, that bring on, like I still feel like Eau Claire's is building to something that's just once again unfathomable.
Yeah. So you're gonna kill Rockfest. You're gonna marry Blue Ox, and you're gonna have sex with Eau Claire's.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think those are good answers. What you got, Paul?
I don't even know.
Well, you went to. Have you ever been to Blue Ox?
I haven't been to Blue Ox. No.
It's like muddy bluegrass.
Yeah.
They got a really good band this year though.
Hello.
What you got, Paul?
Jeez, I don't know. I guess I'm very Rockfest because rock
'Cause-
on, man. I don't know. Rockfest is pretty fun.
Except
Last year was
for
really good.
this year, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
complaining about Incubus,
It's up and
Godsmack,
down, I guess.
I don't know. I like Dee Snider.
Yeah, Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, come on.
I saw the movie Strangeland. That was weird.
Yeah, but Godsmack's gonna be there.
See, I don't know. I
mean,
think
last year was.
as much as I was impressed with Rockfest last year, I think I'm gonna agree with
Was
Steve,
good.
and I'm gonna kill.
Well, you want to?
I'm gonna kill Rockfest.
I could definitely get a little more detailed because I went for the past 2 years.
To Rockfest?
Yeah, first year I went was 2 years ago. Just enjoyed it for a day and a night. And last year I went there painting car hoods and little license plates behind a tobacco thing.
No, that's not a bad gig.
Yeah, free tickets. Be there the whole time. Drove back every night, which is not that far, but I can definitely say that people may not like my opinions and may call it slandering these bands. Well, maybe if I give a reason, I may.
We should have to drink every time Steve says slander.
Oh.
Can we,
we're a
can
little
we make that a
behind.
new game?
All right,
Because he said that like a lot, so I think we owe everybody
All right.
one.
here we
Pearl's
go.
Jumping in.
Cheers.
Everclear, cheers.
So, is my I mean, I may be a little older, but not, I'm not out of the music understanding. But I really felt like Avenged Sevenfold is far too overrated. I think they suck.
I bought their first 2 albums, and ever since City of God.
Don't give me your
I
address to this, or you may have some angry fans with torches and pitchforks coming out.
Literally, we got 100 plays on both podcasts, and I
Yeah.
think most of them were
C
like
note.
my family.
And
members.
like some of these other bands, I was just like, man, this is the lamest. This is rock. What happened to rock? Good God.
Last
Yeah, exactly. All that
There
kind of
was
stuff.
Anthrax, Megadeth.
What I really liked was the Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer,
Slayer, come
because like
Rob
Slayer
Zombie was good.
totally, right? Slayer totally killed it, but you know what? No, people were walking away with their blankets and being like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait for Shinedown tomorrow."
Oh,
I was
for
like,
some
"What
radio
the-"
rock.
Yeah, that's just the way it is, though.
We're in
Okay,
Eau Claire,
well,
Wisconsin.
let me tell you something though. I mean, they put on a great show. They know how to absolutely rock their instruments and the crowd, and the fire show
I've
was great.
seen Slayer like 6 times.
But you
in
know
my
what?
life,
You know
and I
what?
think they're
What was
amazing.
and then the head dude comes out and he's just like, they stop the music. He's just like, I think it might be past my bedtime. I don't know. I think I might just. I don't know if we're gonna play any more music. Just All right. Well,
Tom
have a
Moran
good
did
fest.
that?
Oh, he was just sarcastic and kind of pissed, and like there was just no crowd noise.
So kind of the same thing that happened with Marilyn Manson the year before.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I heard the same type of shit happen with
It
Marilyn
was
Manson.
3 years ago, I thought.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, so it's all blending together now too. And I haven't been to that many rock fests. I'll admit I haven't been to that many of any of them. But
But anyway, it was fun. I'm not totally slandering. I'm not saying like, oh, Rockfest is like totally like been hitting on
said
Blue
it,
Ox, man.
Who said it?
Blue Ox gets all the
you're gonna
crap.
get us really drunk if you keep on saying slander.
Slander. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But I know, but that would be if like I was
Right.
just making things up about what Rockfest did. Hey, Rockfest just like totally punched Country Fest in the face. Did you hear that?
Well, they got 2 of them, so you can't really judge because Country Jam and Country Fest are like the same fucking thing to me.
And that all kind of blows too.
Well, you never know. Country music can still come back, right?
Okay, I went to Country Jam for the first time. It was okay. It was fun. Everybody's very excited. It's like being in an Amway convention while you're on Bikini Beach Island where everybody's in short, so short.
Isn't Country Jam and Country Fest about the campground parties? People don't even really care about who's on stage.
Fest is more that, I feel.
They just get crazy drunk.
You're right about that. And there's just like women running around, getting crazy, jumping on people, and like just spilling their drinks all over the place, and they're all like 13.
Well, yeah, be careful of that.
No, I did. I drove around on a golf cart and like fixed the lights and stuff, and told people, let's appropriate that golf cart because we need it.
Right? Yeah. Well, if you get a golf cart, man, you're set.
It was raining, and we had to like rescue some equipment from these other guys who left their shit. It was just.
All right, I got another Mary fuck kill for you.
All right, do it.
Well, I guess I should say I'm killing Rockfest. I'm having sex with Blue Ox because that's how I feel about bluegrass music. I love it for a little bit, and then I get really bored with it.
Oh, that's deep. Goddamn.
And Eau Claire's, like I said,
killing my car.
I've got my own.
I got it
things.
here. Take these headphones.
Put it over.
Tradesies? How long?
They got the long ass cord.
Nice.
But
turn them up a little bit.
All right.
There we go. Are we good?
Perfect. Yeah, that's
Feeling
great.
good.
Okay, so we're gonna do more Eau Claire local.
Well, I didn't.
I thought
I
you
guess
didn't.
I had kill Eau Claire's fest while I'm fucking Blue Ox.
You're gonna have blow Blue Ox,
I'm gonna fuck Blue Ox while I'm killing Eau Claire's fest.
and then
But
you're
I'm
marrying
to
Rockfest.
who's watching, so it's kinky.
Jesus. Okay, so here's the other one. Mary Fuck Kill, Wise Radio, 95.9 Jams, or Blue Gold Radio. Our 3 local radio stations. You gotta have sex with one.
Wow.
You gotta marry one.
I like 95.9 Jams actually.
Well, they just put out a new ad where everybody was telling me that they do swear words and they do mumble rap.
Wow,
they do all this crazy stuff. And now on Sundays they're
Good
gonna play
call,
local
though.
rap music. So
Because the other community style radio station is 104.9,
104.9 is what's that?
which is out of the head of Wise's
Department?
home.
Oh, so they have a
It's like
side
jazz
station
and stuff. He's got great music on there, but
Well, let's incorporate that with Wise Radio.
I like because the reason why there's Wise or university stations is because of like that. But I do like that you picked 95.9 Jams because I mean that station came along. I was like, whoa, this is not like
nobody even knew it was
garbagey.
coming.
Yeah,
It just showed up, and there was no hype. They're just like playing music. They're never asking for money. They're never.
I like it.
they're
I don't know
just
if I'd
playing
marry it though. Probably fuck it.
I'd fuck it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have sex with 95.9 Jams,
Yeah.
and then which one are you gonna kill? Which one are you gonna marry?
Well, probably marry Wise since I've known it so long.
Right, you got to get a good trust thing going on there.
And I mean,
We're not saying,
kill is a strong word for 99 because they've done such great things in such a short period of time.
right, but if you had
But I
to,
will kind of like put him in the corner and give him a little just, a timeout or something, because they're such like little babies at times.
Yeah,
I mean, they have the loudest voice of any station that's that new.
but they never even talk on it.
And they certainly did a great job getting people to shows. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe you could hear them all the way across the state. But then you get like these these teeny bopper college girls. They're all like hey, but and like birds, and it's just like what the hell am I listening to, people?
Birds. There's birds chattering. No, and
I'm sorry, that's just kind of how I feel when a
support-
bunch of women are together and they're all trying to talk over each other and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that.
all sound like birds. That's
Birds.
Like it's always sunny Philadelphia.
Slander.
We've talked about
slander, Corey.
when we have Alyssa and Pearl here. I talk about
Not
it.
real slander. This is imitation slander.
Oh, they all look like birds.
This is like
Yeah, birds.
craft single slander.
What about you, Paul?
What was the
Mary Fuck Kill?
the third station now? I got
Blue Gold, Wise Radio,
Oh, Blue Gold, yeah.
and
yeah.
95.9 Jams.
All right, yo. So jams.
Have you ever listened to it yet?
You're gonna be fucking Jams just from the name.
Yeah, because
You know, Jams is down.
Jams is
Right.
down. They play more
But
rap
you
than
don't
anybody.
want to marry Wise because Wise is gonna be wise to the fact that you fucking Jams. So I'm sorry. Wise,
He's just
you
doing a
gotta
play
go.
on
It's
words
true.
now.
That's
He's just doing.
yeah, he's,
Hey, you know.
he's just following the.
Sometimes a rap.
So
following
you
the
killing
And then
Blue
Blue
Gold?
Gold. No, Blue Gold I'm gonna marry, man. It's my
Oh,
home
you're gonna
city.
marry
Blue
Blue.
Gold, Eau Claire Blue Gold. Yeah, I'm cool. with
They
Blue
played
Gold.
werewolves like a motherfucker too. They
Yeah.
still do.
So-
sometimes.
Yep.
So okay, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because I do love all these. They've all supported me, and they all are awesome, and I like things about each one of them. But 95 Jams is new, so I'm gonna bang 95 Jams. I agree with that, and I am definitely going to. I guess I'm gonna marry Blue Gold. Just because of the support.
That makes sense.
Should
And
be
why?
committing bigamy. 'Cause
Why is
Blue and gold balls that way.
Yeah. And I guess I'm gonna kill Wise Radio because they've been alive so long, and there's got to be some health problems, and you know what I mean. Like maybe it's just a mercy kill.
Huh, it's funny. I just had a conversation with him about bringing some new blood in.
Well, like I'm saying, I like them all. I don't want any of them to go, but he wanted to play on words. You took it literally, and then I am just trying to take the other side where, like, you.
I don't think my stereo, my truck, has a
Antenna.
an input like that though. So not quite literally.
Yeah. All right, I got a bonus one,
Jams.
but we're gonna jump right into top 5 visual artists of all time, and then we're gonna take a quick little break. But I told Steve last night to devise a list to give me his top 5 visual artists. Paul's gonna do his best.
I got 5.
And you got 5? Yeah. Oh yeah.
5 right here.
He's right.
A 5 on it.
So I'd prefer
I got
that
5
you.
on it.
I'd prefer you started from number 5 and went to 1, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Let's drink to that.
You'll have that. Stop with the slander already.
That was pretty much a slander right there. Double.
All right. You want me to go first?
Take another.
Or Paul?
Of course.
Bottle.
No,
All right,
you go
go
first. You
All
go
right.
first. Of course, you go first.
Yeah.
And so when I say top 5 visual artists, I mean sculptors, painters, anybody that creates art that you look at and appreciate. It's obviously a pretty broad subject, but yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like art actually.
You don't like art?
Art's just garbage.
Art just
all,
likes you.
all artists steal, by the way. So
Well, in modern day, there's no more new ideas, right?
are there no? See, here's what I think. Really, really good ideas come from you may have heard this, but not repeating history, but rhyming with it. And I kind of feel like
That's a quote.
let's throw both thems out the window. Let's find that new thing, but it takes as if you're like taking photographs of this bird by the river. You're taking photographs of this bird, and you got like 2 rolls down. You're like, all right, and you drop the camera on one of the shots, and that weird, crazy shot that you got when the camera dropped, throw away all those bird pictures and start working
the
on
one.
that one.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is a way, but it's a
all
crystallized
it's
kind of a mental
combining.
chemical sort of.
It's combining old ideas and looking at them differently.
It's not always combining. Okay, I guess so. I think I'm my favorite artist, but I don't mean to be like me. But you know what? I don't freaking care what you guys say because I'm gonna do what I do anyway.
Boom.
No, I think it's very important for an artist to have a lot of pride in themselves.
Well, I don't really say that.
I
I don't
jam-
really tell people that. I'll tell you what. People have inspired me to be where I'm at. That is for damn sure. Like, you know what I?
So
I
number
like people
number 1 is Steve Bateman, or number 5 is Steve Bateman?
Well, I mean, you said to start with number 5, so yeah, I'm last.
Okay, but that's Valent.
Okay, Valent.
Did I say Valent?
What does that mean?
Valent means pride in something that's good. You have pride in
Yeah, I don't know. Pride is
like valence is like a
pride-
person that is good and proud.
Pride
and
is
brave.
pride is a job well done, Bobby.
Well,
You ever seen Twin Peaks? No. Okay.
No. Well, I watched the old one. Are you talking about the
old one? Remember his dad is like the big like military guy.
I
Just
got
trying to,
bored.
sorry. Hey, Dad, what do you do? What do you do for work? And he's like, son, that's classified. Some damn good coffee though. All right. So
You lost me, but I like it.
everybody's favorite.
Love it.
In a lot of ways, people who don't know anything about anything as far as art goes, but I really like that really pushing the limits. At taking the just leaps and bounds beyond what you even think someone would do. So I think Banksy's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, he's the graph artist, right?
Yeah, spray paint or whatever, or paints elephants, whatever. He's got a lot of.
And did he make the Obey thing?
No, that's Shepard Fairey. I like Shepard Fairey a lot too. I like all those sort of street artists. Was it Space Invader? And that. Have you ever watched the movie Exit Through the Gift Shop? It's amazing.
No.
It'll just kind
I
of
have
school
not.
you
You
on
haven't
all
seen it?
this stuff.
Okay. So Steve Bateman, Banksy. Who else we got?
Well, I mean, I like a lot of like visual. You can't really call it festivals artists, but I really like what people do together to create like one giant visual thing, and that's sort of like what is it like? It's kind of like playing music.
Collaboration?
Yeah, it's like playing music. It's not just collaboration.
Yeah. So number 3 is a group of people. Then.
Boom.
No, it's not.
What
No,
group?
it's still not that either. Well, one second.
Are you looking for the list? Because I have it.
List. I'm drinking too much EverClear, pal. Hold on
I think we should drink more. We're a third of the way.
Don't
through
say the
bottle.
word. Don't say the word. All right, so I do. It's not. There's one. It's not even.
I got it right here.
There, I got it too. Okay. Well, did I? Shit, man. I'm sorry. Picasso was before Banksy.
So number 4 is Picasso.
No, oh, yeah. So number 4 is Picasso after Banksy.
Okay. Why?
But I don't know. Maybe they're interchangeable. Why? Because Picasso decided he was going to follow through with multiple series of the same style and just do it. And he kind of owned it like an asshole. Like if somebody who bought up all the property in this town and put like Mona Lisa's face on over the shit. But then again, we still have respect for that because that's very. It's very there's a lot of ingenuity and just creativity in that itself. But Picasso, he's got a lot of very fascinating things and said and did the multiples of things. He pretty much only had to do like a touch on some sort of a style, and it was his forever. And everybody else ever copied, like, "Oh, that's very Picasso of you."
Yeah, people say that all the time.
And that's okay. But I still think also the variety of work that he did still stands as. I do believe that anybody who tells an artist or somebody you can't do all these different things, you can't do whatever you want to do,
Picasso
bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it can be done, and it's not. People aren't willing to make sacrifices, or not willing to go the lengths, follow through, be serious, or completely just absolutely ridiculous about it.
That's awesome.
And it's fun. So
we got Steve Bateman, Picasso, Banksy, 2 more.
well, there's this. You guys probably don't know who this is, but Nancy Rubens.
Never heard of it, but
No.
I want to know about it.
If you travel the country and you see some really crazy, kooky, found object, giant, weird stuff, chances are she had a part of that.
Okay.
She would take pieces of airplane wings and make them hanging out the side of a bank in like Denmark. In San Francisco or San Diego, she's got like all these boats like looking like a palm tree coming off this one point. Like how she's had it all strung up there, and I don't even think that she's like, oh well, I'll just grab my ladder and and grab everything. No, she's got a team. She's got people who believe in the ideas that are so crazy that you can't possibly do some of these things yourself. It's like Crazy Horse. That's gonna take generations, but that's one of my favorite, pieces. If there was a sixth in a sense, but I don't really know who made that. But it's more of a generational thing that's not taking money from the government. So anyway, one of my favorite pieces she did was this giant. It looked like a explosion cloud, all made out of washing machines and TVs and stuff like that. And it's huge. And she's got really cool, crazy stuff like that.
Nancy Rubens.
And she might still be an instructor in California at like a college.
No, that's
which is bad. I want to kind of get her here and be like, hey, can
you make money on bringing artists to a city?
Actually, I'm gonna touch base on that topic right after this list,
sure.
Because I
want to talk about
plan
that.
on it.
Okay. Okay, we got one more.
All right, so in the last piece about Nancy, though, there's a piece called Mattresses and Cakes. And it's literally these wrapped up, bound mattresses.
With cake frosting on them.
No, there's just cakes on it. This piece is not for sale. Nobody can buy this thing.
But could anyone go see it? Oh, look, I got a picture. Oh.
Not anymore.
This is it right here.
Yeah, but it's very like organic looking. It's bound. It's sexy.
I'm gonna pull up this picture and put it on the podcast so everybody can see this too.
Mattresses and Cakes. There might
That
be
is sexy.
There might be another one as well. Like almost like she did a little small series of them. That's what I think about ideas. You got a good idea, it'll stick with you. You can go ahead and your next day you could have experiences. A year go by, maybe you still have that idea because it's a good idea.
Right, and then you do it again.
But so instead of like just skipping it, you do doing one, you do like 3 or 5.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Do 12.
I have wrote the same sad song 15 times.
Do 12 and toss and throw out 9 of those 12. Make them 3.
Right.
Be critical of yourself.
Yeah. Well, always judge yourself and push yourself.
Yeah, you can be like, oh my God, I'm the greatest. I can just like slap my poop on the wall.
Don't put so much.
Not everybody's Picasso, Corey.
Oh,
right. Did he actually put poop on a wall?
Picasso did not put poop on a wall.
Well, I mean, I can make
It was
stuff
Van
up.
Gogh that threw his ear in a painting, though, right?
Maybe Jackson Pollock.
Yeah. And there's somebody who paints with their dick too these days.
man.
You hear about that guy?
I did.
That's a real thing. Not my favorort though. I think the strokes
They're
are a
not
little
so
bit.
good.
The strokes are a little bit soft. Anyway,
Soft
Whoa.
strokes.
so the fifth one, which is number one, is it might whatever. It's my dad, because
Okay.
I don't even think that I would be interested in art.
What's
today.
your old man's name?
Nice,
Raleigh
nice.
Bateman.
Riley Bateman.
Raleigh
Raleigh
Bateman
Bateman.
3. So
And
he's
he
the,
taught you everything you know?
there are 4 Raleigh Batemans, and he's the third one.
Oh, so like great-grandfather, grandfather.
Great grandfather was
So
a
he's
was
Raleigh Bateman the third.
right. Great grandfather Raleigh 1 was a wing walker in World War One, to kind of
Damn.
get sort of propaganda people to join the Navy and stuff, and that kind of like a type of thing. So my senior project in college, I built this giant biplane, and it's got a wing walker on top of it, all made out of junk metal and stuff like that.
What's a wing walker?
He stands on top of airplanes as it like flips around, and
Oh, like they tie their feet.
they
to
hang from
No,
the
they just
wheels. They like they
walk
tie.
on there.
Yeah, they
walk.
tie.
Sometimes.
Sometimes no. If they
Sometimes they hang.
if they do loop de loops or something, yeah, they lock in.
Wow.
They like
Yeah.
hang from like
This cool
under
shit.
the wings. Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Anyway, so but I would be in the basement of my house and see my dad's work. When I wanted to learn how to airbrush, Eddie from Iron Maiden in a junior
Yeah.
high. I was having trouble with it. My dad would like show me, like just kind of like some basic techniques and just kind of, help me out. And it was badass, And he used to paint a ton, And then he just got sucked into the you have to make money and
Right.
sold shoes and screen printing equipment, which wasn't bad because I
Learned that too.
I screen printed for 20 years. But yeah, no, I think he's great. And right now he's a very prolific artist.
Yeah, I wish my old man.
Yeah,
did
he has
more of that
he has
stuff.
people say these kinds of things, but it's like, yeah, and I didn't have to, he may not be the best artist in the world, but he's damn great to me.
Well, it's
Not just because he's
subjective.
my dad, because like he's still going. Like his work is, he does these big paintings of like trees or like with paths and stuff, and they're like kind of relief, and you can feel the trees, and the colors are all kind of splatted and bright, and they look kind of real.
Yeah.
You know, so but he's just sticking to this style, and it's you know, it rolls in varieties, but it's.
Were you raised in Eau Claire, Wisconsin?
No, I was born in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right,
You're
right.
a Bears fan. Nothing wrong with that. They got some of the coolest jerseys in the
Yeah,
league.
Packers got some good games, dude. Oh yeah, Eagles. They're okay.
Corey is the Eagles fan here.
I don't know. I mean,
Not fair weather.
my favorite team is the Pro Bowl team.
You're not fair.
You
The
like
Pro
the
Bowl
late-
team
yeah,
is my
Pro-
favorite team.
Put all of them together. All right, so we.
Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, that's a
I dig
good kind of a feel for what I, you know.
Paul, I'm
Favorites.
dying. I'm dying.
Let's
to
just
hear.
go. I got to hear Paul's too. This is
Yeah.
I got like 7 now.
ah.
I've been
Well,
thinking.
Okay, then do 5 and do 2
All right,
fast
no, check it
honorable
out. Check it
mentions.
out. Okay, yo, we're starting at 5, right?
Sure. That's would be.
All right, so I'm gonna put. I mean, Da Vinci, obviously, the way that he painted,
He was the guy that did the wall.
like the Mona Lisa.
Is that
Did the
Leo
but
from
didn't
the?
he do like that church wall too?
The Sistine Chapel is Michelangelo, I
Oh,
believe.
whoops! Never mind. My bad. I'm
but-
an idiot.
Two more.
When they looked into it, you saw these different layers, how he layered the color. It's amazing.
Was it true that
Something
Mona
was-
Lisa is actually a picture of a guy? And they
I
just
don't
made it look
think
like
so.
a girl.
No, I don't think so.
Only John Mogensen knows
Anyway,
for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
man
he-
was a good artist.
Okay, so
And
we
an
got Da
inventor.
Vinci. Da
And an
Vinci.
inventor. Salvador Dali,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Who
Agreed.
hasn't had
The
fun
melting
looking
clocks.
all that
The melting
surrealist?
clocks.
Yeah. Oh, the melting clocks, the elephants with stick legs. Oh, it's
Yeah. No, that's a good
it's
answer.
amazing. You just love it.
Surrealism.
And then, I mean, I'm just gonna throw Bob Ross in there because he was a happy guy. But
Who's Bob Ross?
you don't know Bob Ross. We're gonna paint a happy little bush over here
Oh, the guy on TV.
on TV. I mean, and he's
He
just,
paint happy
he's just
little
in there.
trees,
I'm
man.
just throwing him
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
one of my extra 7.
He's
you know.
cool. He's cool.
But he's
He's
not like
cool.
one of the greatest. But he's great.
If he was alive today,
He
he'd
did
be
what he
painting.
did well.
He was a good
He'd be
guy.
painting in Colorado, being like, okay, this bud and painting class, let's paint some happy little nugs.
Yeah.
Some happy little nugs on the Grand Canyon. All right. So now, I gotta have my man Steve Bateman on the list.
Number 3, Steve Bateman.
no
Steve
shit.
Bateman.
Well, no,
Yes,
you
I
got
do
how-
own a couple of Steve Batemans, which
Yeah.
are the pride of my living room.
Some
I
of
will
the
not
only
lie.
I
Look
only
at
have
them
2
every day.
artists on my wall too, and you're one of them.
Yep.
No.
Yep. Couple of originals. Yep.
You guys might need
Well, I got a
to
third
build
one now.
more wings so I could, have more room. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or let's just, what I think is like, why not we put stuff where people already have room? What about corners and ceilings? There's like plenty of
See, I cover my house.
Plenty
with
of reality
posters, but
there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
your corners are empty, but your
Yeah.
walls are full.
Yeah.
The corner.
Yeah, they could be like,
Paul, what
caterpillars.
the fuck? These corners. Now that he mentions it, these corners are fucking.
They could use
empty.
a tree coming out of them all.
Hey, if you're at home, listen to this, and your corners are
corners.
empty,
You're not doing it right.
They do get neglected.
you might not be doing it right.
I should have bass traps in them. We're in a sound studio. Anyways, now we're down to the last 2,
Yep.
and we're getting serious here.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's right. Gendy or Gendy Tartakovsky, the animator of Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab.
Oh, the
Sweet.
box body people.
Yeah, I love that animation.
They all got
man.
We
box
just started
chins.
watching Samurai.
But it looks cool.
It's great. It's great. It's a great way of animating. Love
Samurai Jack. What's,
Yeah.
how do you
Jack,
say
yeah.
his name? Or you don't know? You're not sure.
It's Genndy, so Gendy or Gendy.
All right. You got one more. What's the other one? Last one.
Oh,
Best one. Top of the
my
line.
man, Gary Larson, creator of The Far Side,
Woo.
which takes me way back to my childhood. Those are some of the funniest.
I still like that
comics
one with
ever.
all the chickens.
Oh, the
like,
comic, like in the new
Yeah.
Far Side.
okay.
there's a bunch of
Larson,
chickens just laying on the ground, right? And there's a sign that says "Boneless Chicken Farm."
Right. Yeah. Stuff like
Yeah, this is great.
or School for the Gifted, and the door says pull, and the kid's sitting there pushing on it. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Gary Larson's the man.
No, I'm glad you
can read
went
him,
you
read
went
him.
unconventional too, because I'm gonna go a little unconventional too.
Yeah.
So number 5, I'm gonna put
Plugged here or something.
Jeez.
There it is. Woo!
Jeez. Visual artist. I'm going number 5. I'm gonna give Clive Barker. Clive Barker, the creator of
Is he the
Hellraiser.
artist or the writer?
He started with short books, and he actually I looked this up to make sure, and apparently he did draw it. I could be wrong, but according to Wikipedia,
What about
he
H.R.
is the-
Geiger? Doesn't
he
work
does
with-
Alien.
Geiger.
Didn't he work with him? I'm sorry.
He might have on one of the later sequels, but I think at the beginning it was all Clive Barker, because they're Clive Barker creations. I used to buy the action figures. I had the full 3 series of the Hellraiser Deadites, and it all said Clive Barker creations. That's something maybe Pearl could look up to make sure. But but I know on Wikipedia it says that Clive Barker wrote and illustrated the characters.
Nice.
And those were very memorable characters for me. I remember whenever anybody says, like, what's your favorite, like, gothic imagery? It's always Clive Barker. I always go back to the creation of Pinhead and Chatter, and those guys were so creative and so amazing. That's my number 5.
We should really have, like, for a future show, just say, hey, this is kind of, like, during the break, we're just going to have everybody, like, rattle off their artists and have 100 of them in a row.
And then
Without even talking about it, just like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
and then we're going to look at them?
There will just be, like, maybe
just like black, and then
pre-recorded. We'll just be like, make some, and just, it could be like a round or something, or even a rap, like, hey,
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break soon. We can talk about, maybe we can try to do it.
Well, that's very fascinating. I don't know if I have that kind of
We'll chat about it some more.
drive.
I guess. Okay, so my number 4 is going to be Frank Miller.
Batman.
Yeah, he did the comic books. He did Sin City. Did he do He did Batman. Did he do Batman?
He did a Batman book. I remember. It was
Yeah.
one of the dark ones. I think like the Death of Batman was in there somewhere.
No, he did. He did a very dark, edgy comic book.
Yeah.
Black and white. He worked a lot in black and whites, and then like the way he had the reds pop up, like in Sin City. You know what I mean? How like it's black and white. So he's gonna be my number. My number 3 is a tie. And I almost should just make it 1, but I wanted to make it local. And it's a toss-up between you and Emily Hartman.
I very much appreciate Emily Hartman's work. And I appreciate that you would say that about me, but what's going to be even more amazing is when we work together.
Have you guys yet?
We're talking about plans of something.
Well, because she drew that album cover for me, and then I went
She's
and I looked,
badass.
I looked through her whole
Clearly.
portfolio, and there's something so similar about all of her paintings. She has this.
She's kind of frustrated a little bit
Certain
with
way.
Eau Claire, like I have been in the past.
What artist hasn't been?
Well, come on.
I'm a little frustrated with Eau Claire myself.
I'm not
too.
slandering it.
Drink?
But she would.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, not even making stuff up. It's like, hey, but she really likes this kind of potential plan that I've been thinking about
Right.
for sort of a new kind of gallery.
Yeah, she kind of shows up and goes away and comes back, but like I said, she has this unique style, which is different than yours, because I feel like you have.
We went to the same school, actually.
Are you same age too? No.
No.
Well, didn't we go to the same school?
School is dirt.
We all went to North, didn't we?
Nah.
I went to Palatine High School, bro.
Oh, really?
Palatine, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. She's from Illinois too?
No, she went to MCAD. That's where I went as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And then Paul went to high school in Great Britain.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
Good golly, mate.
Yep. Yes, I did, everybody.
Okay, so
Indiana was the dog's name.
the way she does those portraits, I
love
love. And then, like I said, I got enough Bateman pieces in my house that you.
Yeah, but
Go up
you're
there,
just kind of, you just got the Mickey Mouse art, bro.
Oh.
What's that mean?
Oh.
You don't even have you only got my caricatures.
Yeah. So what? No, I got some other stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, it is. It's all napkins.
Oh.
It's all napkins and loose leaves and stuff like that.
All right. Well,
Frame it, bro.
I've come to the point where I feel like I can do like whatever and this and that, and sure, ability, blah blah, natural born, God-given ability, talent. People tell you like, you know what? It's not that. And I don't even care. I'll tell you what it is. See what it is. I don't even want to. I don't even feel like it's worth it to do much anymore.
I see you more as a sculptor than
I might
a
just
painter.
quit
but
art.
I think you're painting. I think that you can paint just about anything. But I think your sculpting is what's amazing.
You know what's cool about
The way
that?
you can-
I'm not because you know what? I build an obstacle for myself so I don't get to the immediate obvious.
Okay.
With the materials, because they're so how is this toy kayak a leg? I'm like, because
Well, do you
described.
do you know how it's all going to go together before you do it, or do you just let it kind of happen?
Both.
Because either it takes a great engineer mind to look at some things and put them all together. Because when I write movie scripts, I have this problem where if I don't plan out the end before I start writing it, it'll go somewhere that doesn't make sense. And I imagine that's a lot to do with when you sculpt. You have to see the end product, though, right? And get to that.
I visualize it in my head, and the fun part is how to get there. Like, for instance, the horseman, I was like, yes, I want this horse head man to blend and be horsey but mannish. It's like horses like men. Like, because when men happy, it's like when the horse happy. Anyway, so let me get it.
Are you quoting somebody, or is that an alternate character?
As
you
a
have inside your brain?
Borat.
Like Borat.
There's a Borat thing. All right. So.
Okay, so anyways, number 3.
No, I understand.
My local
I'm
shout
listening.
out. And then my number 2, I'm going to give Louis Royo. Is that his name? The guy that does all the warrior chicks that you can find in the porn shops?
What?
I don't
In the
know.
porn shops.
LuisRoyo.
I know what you're talking about.
I got like a bunch of the posters, and it's always like a chick on a cliff, and she's a babe, and she's got tattoos.
You are same. Yeah. Okay. There's Boris. Like, it was a fantasy art.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Frank. What's his name? Mazzetta was one of them.
Yeah, I guess I don't recognize
But
that.
Luis Arrayo?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. LuisRoyo.
Yeah.
Luis Royal. Yeah.
Got 6 posters in my bedroom.
No,
of
those-
these warrior chicks, and they're inspiring to me.
Yeah.
And they all smell
Warrior
like
chicks are cool. As
they all smell like
okay.
incense and porn cream.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
You got another one, don't you?
Oh yeah. And the number 1, obviously, and we've talked about this before, and we mentioned it a little bit before, but Jackson Pollock.
Yeah. Okay. Now here's
I'm a realist.
I'm not going to slander this.
You did that,
But
on
I
purpose.
will.
That movie though was
Awesome. And I
yeah, it
have-
was
yeah.
pretty bitchin'. But
was
that
really
that
hard to
shows
find. I had
that
to
shows
order
how
it.
you can like the artist's work, but who could actually like that person who he was?
I'll tell you, and honestly, I'm a little late on the Pollock thing. I always knew who Pollock was, and I'm not a person. I like realism. I like real paintings. I don't like abstract stuff. But when I saw Ex Machina,
Oh, yeah.
and dude was
Great
staring
movie.
at it,
Little
and
dice.
then I ordered 3 of the paintings, and put them up on my wall. And you stare at those, and you can stare at those, and you will never be bored. The way that the colors, there's so much to it, but it's so nothing. And we talked about that. That's like if I ever have writer's block, I stare at green, silver, and blue, I think it's called, or something. And then there's the convent one, the converge, the orange one with the yellows. And if you ever just really need to clear your brain, I can look at a Jackson Pollock painting, listen to a podcast,
All right,
and
Mr.
get some new ideas.
Jackson Pollock, check this out.
Okay.
What do you think of B-Frame Gallery's current window display, where it looks like Jackson Pollock came back from the dead, sort of? It's like, I don't think that anybody could ever, like, what are you continuing about the conversation by repeating what somebody else has done? What is it?
So you're saying Windows did something with...
No, they have artists in there who, I don't know, is apparently very proud of their Jackson Pollockism.
Right. Well, the splatter paint.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really a valid conversation in the mainstream of fine art these days.
Talking about Jackson Pollock?
No, Jackson Pollock is, but not people who paint things like
people
Jackson
that
Pollock.
do Pollock paintings.
Yeah, I'm just every time I walk by there, I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
are you serious?
The guy that was painting with his dick has more originality than the people trying to do new
I feel
Pollock.
that. I feel
painting
that.
above
Probably.
my fireplace by my brother. Splatter painting, just like Jackson Pollock. Better
Well-
than Jackson Pollock.
Well, let's not make it personal, guys. All right, I'm just saying. My immediate take on that. If I drive by, I walk by, and I'm like, why is somebody imitating Jackson Pollock?
Well, I could see trying it out.
And
just
it's in a
having
gallery, though. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe they have some other kind of different.
I don't think anybody else can get the credit.
Look like they
Jackson
took a
Pollock got.
microscope to these other ones and just kind of
I don't think Jackson Pollock had anything special. He
Yeah.
fucking splattered shit on fucking canvas.
Well, a lot of people feel that way,
It's
but
great.
the greatest part was when
it's
he's
not
trying to
like
light a cigarette. He's driving the bicycle and
that's part of the movie.
he's got this and wait no it's yeah, he's got the cigarette lit. He's got the 24 pack in the front of the bicycle, and the thing that takes him over is he's trying to open one of the beers.
Yeah, he couldn't wait.
While he's driving and smoking a cigarette and trying to hold the bike, and
His
it just
story
all
is
flips
pretty
out of
amazing.
control and it's gone.
His story's pretty amazing, which I only really know from reading a little bit and watching the movie. But yeah, how he tried different ways and he got frustrated more or less. And then he just started throwing the paint. And then he started putting the canvas in different areas and throwing it with different objects.
Look, I'm not
And then he ended
knocking
up making
splatter
the best
paint.
work.
I'm not knocking. I think Jackson's work was, quite, groundbreaking for what it is.
Yeah.
But why do we need to continue to break that ground and have other people, just kind of make the same shit over and
Well,
over
I
again?
agree with you.
So in a sense, okay, so artists steal, but that's straight up. Okay, I mean, I guess you did.
You can't steal from
But you
Jackson
got
Pollock.
caught.
All he did was throw paint into the canvas. Come on.
Pause that.
I
opinion.
mean,
No,
we're not okay. Let's
I don't think it's that great. He just is in the right place at the right time. Whatever.
Let's go get some really
You know
fine
how many other
canvases
people
and
are
really great
throwing-
paint and give it to a bunch of kindergartners and just
And
let's
you might
put it
get
in
a
let's put it in a
masterpiece.
famous gallery for 10,000 a piece and
I
not
don't know.
telling
I
you
think there's
not
skill,
telling you it was
man.
made by
An
kinder.
adult could do it.
No. What I liked about Jackson
It's all about movements. Yes, it was random, but he
it wasn't random. He had a
he had a
random
system.
He had a random pattern.
All right, well, bring me a Jackson.
The pattern
Pollock.
was
You point out the system.
The pattern
all
was
on
that
there.
it was random.
Yeah, but he tried different ways. He didn't just go crazy.
No, he had energy.
He thought about the way that
How
he
do you
was
know?
throwing the paint. He
How do
thought
you know?
about ways.
You read his books or talked to his
I've
friends?
only read like 6 books in my whole life. That's
He
the
wrote
sad
books
thing about
too.
me.
Do we get to hear a couple from her?
I
I
sure.
have a list. I have 6 because I have 2 that are a tie because I don't know if they really count. So I'm just gonna put them together.
All right.
Frank Lloyd Wright,
Yeah.
the architect.
Oh yeah.
I don't have reasons behind them either, so I'm just gonna be pretty quick.
Okay.
It will be a tie with Wes Anderson.
Oh, I love
The
it.
filmmaker. He's a
Yeah,
filmmaker.
I'm like
though,
he's
right?
still a visual artist though, right? I mean,
yeah,
that would make
yeah.
that would make your list
Where it goes.
very different. I feel like. Yeah.
Right.
These are also in no particular order, so I'm sorry. Keith Haring, Monet.
Do you know who Keith Haring is?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He does the.
Yeah, it was kind of stick figure looking, chunky stick figure looking stuff. Some of it very homosexual driven because I mean he was very kind of pioneering that.
I'll pull up a
Says,
picture
I don't-
and you'll know exactly.
And he
what
died
it
of
is.
AIDS. So.
So he did a very special Christmas cover.
Oh yeah, his work's
Yeah.
all over the freaking.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw 2 more. No, you go.
So Monet.
Okay, I've heard of that.
I'm gonna butcher this name, but I thought of it while Polly was talking, I think, and I got really excited. Stephen Gamble, who did the art for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh yeah,
Which
he's
I
awesome.
loved
that's a
as
good
kid.
one.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Those stories aren't, but the art is.
yeah,
Yeah.
the art's so good. The
Art
art's
is good.
100 times scarier than the
Yeah.
stories. Frida Kahlo.
Oh
That is either.
with a it's a
Unibrow
unibrow lady.
Like herself.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Right. What does he be known for? Forever as a unibrow
Unibrow guy.
unibrow lady.
The dope ass unibrow bitch. Yo.
What- Diego Rivera's with fellow artist.
I can't believe nobody
husband.
said Andy Warhol, but
You know,
what a-
I
I
like
don't
this.
like Andy Warhol.
Okay,
Come
no,
on,
I
that's
can
pretty-
see that, but your favorite of all time.
I
I mean, I would rather say Basquiat.
Yeah,
Like that guy, like
yeah, I remember that.
wraps circles around every pop bullshit artist at that time.
Did you finish your list, or did you have one
Yeah,
more?
that was all six.
I'm really surprised nobody said Tim Burton.
See,
See, I love Tim Burton, but I had to kind of
I stopped
leave it as
liking
like,
him after the 6th Johnny Depp movie.
but he like creates the whole
I
thing.
just got so sick of him using the same guy. Like when he did
Well,
Keaton with Batman and Beetlejuice.
he's
Fine.
he's equally as talented and genius as Danny Elfman.
But Danny Elfman did this music, and
I know it's visual versus sound at this
right.
point.
Well,
That's
they-
for another
they're a
show.
Good team.
Okay,
They're a good team.
you know, I mean, Simpsons.
Danny Elfman did almost half the movies from 1988
Danny Elfman's
to
the shit.
2005.
and he's Oingo Boingo, you know, from
Yeah.
Back to School, Rodney Dangerfield.
Boingo Boingo's the
I mean,
best.
yeah, it's a dead man's party.
I have that movie,
Who
but
could
I,
ask for more? Everybody's coming, leave your body at the door. No, he started in like a poppy kind of like a weird band that was actually radioed like all over the fucking place.
wow.
But one I wanted to mention that most people don't know of, and you could look up this and see more album covers that you would be surprised about made by this one artist.
Who?
Because he makes objects for one photograph and that's it. He has people do things or lighting in such a way or does things that are Storm Thorgerson, Pink Floyd albums like
Oh yeah, well the Pink Floyd album. He did the wall.
you should just look.
Who did that art on the wall for the wall?
You know, like Anthrax with the giant ball of junk metal.
Yeah.
You know, like
Stop 4-4.
yes,
I
that
wasn't
one.
big on Anthrax.
No,
like
but
you
it
guys
doesn't
were.
matter what style the music is. It's like this is what this dude does.
Right, but
Yeah.
I just
You
haven't
just
seen the cover.
But what it is it's like he probably hires crap loads of artists for like one picture, but it's his idea.
Right. He's
I think that's really inspiring.
choreographing art.
Choreographing is.
Is that the right word?
I don't think so. I think it's
Directing.
Yeah, I think it's a directing kind of thing, but it's like you know, I mean, you don't know how these things happen, but I prefer to not be like, you know, very much like a dictatorship, more like a people like really wanna help with this idea, and I think that's how.
Well,
how
some
it
art
goes.
you can't make with one person. You got to do all that stuff.
Oh, well, you know how many people have actually
Like porn.
moved the giant garbage goose?
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking from a 3-year-old's advice to maybe make some baby geese.
To put by it.
Oh.
No, I make like a little metal structure type of thing that they can take or schools or around or in public, and you can add some sort of interesting trash to it, and it kind of zip ties all together. You can put them around.
Nice. Well, hey, we're gonna take a quick cigarette
right.
bathroom break, and then we're gonna come back for the second half.
Yeah.
So I think it's going good, Steve.
As long as the Everclear is not finished. But
No, we're about.
All right, hey, we're back. Welcome back to episode
Got-
003.
got A here, not B. Is it plugged in?
You're not plugged in?
I got like one side here now.
Welcome back to 003.
Hey.
FreeArt and
Yeah.
EverClear. The EverClear is starting to hit everybody, I think.
The setup is so janky.
So we took a quick little break, and now we're back.
Here we go.
And
There
we are about to get into the serious thing. But
real.
before we do that, we wanted to do some more shots
We
of
gotta
EverClear.
do Graves.
Is this already EverClear and liquor?
Yes.
Wait, pickle juice? You
Pickle
mean?
juice. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. What do we name this thing, or has that been done?
The name, the shot?
Of Everclear pickle juice.
Everjuice.
Look it up.
Ever?
Ever pickle.
EverClear.
How do you spell that?
Yo.
Yeah, you should call it.
No, it's you know what it is?
What? EverClear pickle juice? I guess that's how I'd order it.
Nasty.
Anyways, So here we go.
All right.
So our theme today
Back.
is slander. It's slander is when you do a crime or speak against someone's name, and it's not true. So this is usually something they use in politics. But what I want to know is, can you ever recall a time when you have ever slandered anyone else, where you have been so angry or jealous or I don't know, maybe even playful? Have you ever made up a lie about somebody else to help yourself gain forward?
Good question. You know what? Right offhand, I really can't think of anything, but I know there's something there. Hold on, it's coming. It's coming. Wait a second here.
I
mean, this is it's a malicious thing to do to somebody.
Yeah, it's awful.
This is a terrible. I
That's
mean,
why there's a
seriously, to
name for
somebody.
it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that, like, hey,
search, it ain't
the
happening.
John Hancock building, dude. That thing's like it's really not as tall as they say it is.
Yeah.
You know, no, I'm not talking.
Fuck that
the
building, man.
people
to jump
think,
back
the
on,
peop- the-
on my
the-
normal gripe, Subway subs are not 6 inches, but that's not slander. That's just a lie. I'm
They're-
so
they
mad
are.
about that.
Well,
Still
you know
so
what?
mad.
Wait.
I will criticize Subway for only giving you one napkin.
Yeah, they are stingy about the
Yeah.
napkins as well.
I guess made up something about somebody just to hurt them, huh?
Yeah, have you ever done it?
Yeah, I don't fucking think I've done that, Corey. Unless there's an intentional, like, hey, like, you know, did you hear Corey has 3 nostrils?
Oh,
No.
how did you know that?
Where's the
Because the other
third
one's
one?
like in your brain.
It's in my butt.
In your butt. Yeah, it's right. Corey's 3 nostrils in his butt, ladies and gentlemen.
What about you, Paul? Have you ever slandered anyone?
Nah, man, come on, I ain't making up shit about nobody.
You never did that? You never got jealous about another DJ and said that dude doesn't make his own fucking sounds or
God, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just not like that malicious where I
Not that I really made up anything about any. I mean,
Have you ever
the
slandered
slander's
anyone,
like
Pearl?
Making some stuff.
No comment.
Oh, come on. If these guys don't got
I
one,
don't know.
have you?
Like slandered publicly or like just like.
You like told anyone something about somebody else that wasn't true and you knew it wasn't true?
I mean,
No.
I've also worked.
I don't think so. I don't know.
there's got to be something here.
I'm sure back in like school.
Let's take caller 1.
Well,
Yeah, when I was 12, Steve Bateman said that I have a mustache,
And I don't.
but hey, I'm a girl, so I think it was a lion.
Thank you, caller. That's the weirdest call
No,
we've ever
man,
gotten.
no, not at all. I don't think so.
I believe you that you've never done it,
I
Paul.
slander people. I don't. Why would I?
Pearl,
do that?
Pearl, tell us somebody you slandered.
I have.
You
but
bet-
I'm trying to think of like
You chicks.
specific
Girls
things
don't
I've
count.
said.
Girls slander a lot.
Well, people slandered me first, so I just slander back.
Okay, well that's the second question.
You know?
If anybody remembers the time that they actually slandered, anybody wants to own up and have some balls.
Like meanly though, with like
No, I have
with
malicious-
You just
Bad
made
intentions.
something up to
Yeah.
be a
like
dick.
Pretty Little Liars or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
Oh man,
Don't
you
get her
know,
on that.
we are. Not, I feel like I'm not in the generation where it was popular to just like
Be a dick.
Has it
really
ever
just
been
be a piece of
popular?
shit to people.
no. Be
Slander
proud
people.
of that.
I mean, I got my ass whooped.
Okay,
and-
so we'll flip it. We'll flip it. Has anybody ever made up a lie about you?
I don't know. Have they, Corey?
Well, I've heard some things. I heard some things I didn't believe to be true.
You know, I'd like to hear if you got some things to talk about me, because it got to roll off front my back like water.
I heard this man doesn't even use paints; he uses condiments.
Hey, you know, maybe I make
He
my
painted a whole
condiments.
picture with ketchup.
Maybe I actually put paint in my ketchup bottle.
Well, no, seriously. Has anybody ever slandered you?
You have.
I've slandered
Me.
you. Give me an example.
Told me when I was parking my car sideways
Oh yeah, I did.
Corey says, Steve
at the
Bateman.
bar.
Steve Bateman's gonna blow your mind on this little musical bit.
And then that
Because I've
wasn't-
seen him do it a million times, and you never see me do it before, or some shit like that. It was probably something like, and it was awesome because collaborating with
Yeah.
hip hop was really a fucking like kind of a
Some
turning,
people
turning
said-
point
Some
with my
people
music
said
a little bit.
that it didn't belong, but we've made it work.
Oh, we
We made it work. I've gotten a lot of compliments about the harmonica solos in the middle of the rap set.
I should just teach you how to play harmonica, Corey.
I want to do the mouth harp.
Oh, the ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
Well,
Well, there's always the.
isn't that what it sounds like?
The thing you hit your teeth with, it hurts.
Right, so
Yeah.
you got a springy long thing in your teeth or something?
Yeah, you know how to do the mouth harp, though, don't you?
Isn't that the things? Well,
Dong,
no.
dong,
There's a
dong,
guy,
dong.
Mike Kelly,
Yeah.
who has a whole box of them. That
Yeah.
guy can.
I want to take
That's
him
a
over.
mouth hopper.
I want to take it over. So you've never slandered anybody, and nobody's ever slandered you.
God, I
Paul.
don't feel like I've slandered
Someone
anybody.
slandered you.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been
Everyone's
slandered. Come on.
That's the question.
Well, have I been slandered?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the new question.
Yeah, I guess so. In high school, there was always.
Give me an
dicks.
example.
That's slander over like the religion I had.
Ooh.
But I really
religion?
don't want to get into it, so it just.
Oh
sucked.
man, we're talking about junior high school. Like everybody
No, it's not high
just
school.
bullshit about people. Like, did you know that person fucking like eats like
No, like these
ostriches assholes?
No,
Who does that?
Yeah, people say crazy things. But so,
Like,
nobody has an example on ever being
Like-
slandered?
I do.
No.
If no one has one.
All right, I'm going to move this.
Being slandered. Well,
Okay, Pearl, up to the bat.
When I was
The
in
worst one.
when I was in middle school, 7th grade probably, a very good friend of mine, and two other close friends of mine, started a rumor that I was bulimic, and they were like, oh, I was in the I was in the bathroom after lunch, and she was in there and she was throwing up. And blah, and they made this whole crazy thing, and I was like, no, I just have a fucking fast metabolism, which I do still to this day.
So girls were jealous that you were so skinny that they said that you were bulimic. That's pretty standard, right?
Yeah, I'm like that's a standard thing.
ooh, this person, he sleeps with his mom.
Somebody said that about you?
what?
When people just say that about people in junior
Or
high
like
and
cousin
stuff.
fucker.
No,
Yeah,
everybody
when they call somebody a cousin
everybody
fucker.
makes up shit.
Sucks.
But
Oh,
we're
I
at the
got
point
technically
now
wrong.
beyond the year 21. Slander from that point,
It's year 18.
but you should know. You don't
No,
care.
beyond 21.
18. Really.
Oh, you mean like the 21st century?
I feel like once people get to a certain age, they
Beyond
kind of
21 years old.
understand
Oh,
right and
I
wrong.
get it.
And you know what? I'm not saying that it's always just right not to do wrong. I'm just saying there's doing wrong, saying things about people is not true. I mean, what does that really get you unless you're just you don't give a shit about nothing but
Right.
yourself? I say
A lot of people
fuck those
don't give a shit
people.
about anybody.
Yeah.
So
I say fuck those people, and then
a lot of people don't care.
but you know what? That is
Oh, well.
true. But I wouldn't say that maybe I've slandered somebody by saying, I don't really fucking think they give a shit about nothing.
I guess that would be slander.
Oh,
It would be slander.
dirty Bateman.
Hey, well,
Slandering him.
I can slander myself. That's really easy. I mean, hey,
I've actually done that to myself before.
it's like the comedians. They always slander themselves first, and then they go around slandering society and the audience. Are we supposed to drink 5 times by now?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
shit!
I think during the slander talk, I guess we could probably get away with it. But yeah, you did say slander a lot.
Salad slander.
All right. So,
slander.
okay. Well, and then, just keep slander serious because slander is bad because, you could say something about somebody just like that show that was on Netflix where everybody called the girl slut and she wasn't even a slut and then she killed herself and shit.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
that?
yeah.
10 ways. fuck is
13
it?
Reasons Why.
13
But slander
ways.
could be
Okay,
something.
no,
Couldn't slander be something true though about a person that people
I
just
think it
kind
has
of
to be
tease
fake.
them about? Okay,
It has to be fake.
It's
what is that?
It's false.
Like
It's not
politicians
false,
do it
it's
to
the
each other
truth.
all the time. They slander each
Slander
other.
is false.
When Trump gets slandered on a daily basis. Yes, they say a lot of horrible truths about him, but they also say a lot of horrible.
What if it
lies.
was something like something that they achieved that was fake? Is
Well,
that
that's-
slander?
Well, nobody would
That's-
ever sue you about that. They'd be like, yeah.
No, because it's hey, did you know that person has won this presidential award or whatever for kindness
Well,
or
then
something?
That's plagiarism
commenters
or
will be
not
like, "Yo,
plagiarism.
check it
so
out."
it's got to be a
No.
negative connotation.
It's got to be a negative lie to bring someone down. It's
Negative
it's
lie.
it's a something.
Oh, well, it'd be fraud the other way. If you're like,
Right.
if you're puffing somebody up for gain.
Ribbit frog.
Well, anyways.
Fraud.
Ribbit.
Motherfucker, ribbit. Let's drink some
Ribbit.
more of this grain. Let's drink some more of this.
Let's do porn names, okay? So we're all going to figure out what our porn name is, okay? Do you guys know how to figure out your porn name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How do you do it? Well, we'll do mine first, and then we're going to do yours.
Isn't it your first pet and then your
The street you grew up on.
the street you grew up on? Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first pet name you can remember?
Well, I would be Freddie Linden.
So Freddie was the cat, and Lyndon was the street?
Freddie was the dog.
Freddie was the dog, and Lyndon was the street, so you're Freddie Linden?
Right.
I like that. That would work. Freddie
Linden.
Freddie Linden.
Oh.
What about you, Paul?
The same formula would be Nugget Henry.
he specializes in anal.
Probably.
Actually, that's
Anyway,
armpit.
Nugget Henry.
Nugget.
Nugget Henry.
Where's that eye licking? I'm not really sure.
Henry Nugget would be maybe better.
Yeah, it would be a lot better.
Henry Nugget.
Because it's
Yeah,
What was your first pet, Pearl?
Mine would be El Nino Bauer.
Ooh, she's a storm.
Yeah, well, and a large Godzilla monster. That's a good one. Mine is Norman Piedmont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Norman Piedmont.
Yeah, Norman Piedmont. I specialize in golden showers.
Piedmont, a lot of girls on.
The Norman Piedmont.
Yeah.
Dude,
So that was
Norman
just,
Piedmont.
that was just a fun game.
Piedmont.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna play a game.
It's a Piedmont.
Let's have some more of that. Grain.
Okay, so let's say it's Saw. You got Jigsaw right there. Okay, and there's one of three options that you have to do one of them to live. Otherwise,
Like
you're
a puzzle,
gonna die.
like you got to find a corner piece
Not
or an
really.
edge or a middle piece,
It's
right?
just I used to say if Satan came up and said you had to do one, but I'm just gonna say it's
like
a
when
saw
you
trap.
like when you do one on the table,
Like
with
if you
grandmother.
There's three options in
Victorian
front. There's
village?
three options in front of you.
I haven't.
There's three
I
options
haven't
in front of
seen
you,
Saw.
and if you don't do one of them, you're gonna explode. Okay. You have to have sex with a relative,
No.
a pet, or a dead body.
Easy.
Dead body.
Dead body.
Dead body? Why?
Because it's just a dead body. It's not a pet or a
Like,
relative.
how far away relative are we talking?
Half brother or cousin.
Well, cousin, really?
Dead body.
Let's say half sibling.
If I told
Dead body.
if I told my cousin, I was like, hey,
I'm gonna die.
we're not really related, and we are, but you know what I mean, we are related, but it's like I either have to fuck a dead body, I have to screw an animal or a pet.
Yeah.
Could you please help me out with this one?
Yeah. Can
we take one for the family
Let's
together?
close our eyes and pretend that it never happened after it happens.
No, I'll just owe you one.
Did you just puke?
I'll owe you one.
That's fair.
That was just a gross burp.
I mean,
took
maybe
another
I'm wrong,
plug.
but
No, okay, so he's gone. He's gone.
I would at least ask before I did the dead body.
He's doing Paul's
Okay, I
going
can see
necrophilia.
I can see your argument.
You're going incest. I mean, I don't know.
No, well, I'm not from Spooner or nothing.
The
I think. Wow.
argument between like cousin and dead body is pretty
Just kidding,
half
Spooner.
sibling,
Spooner
and dead
blows,
body.
but Hayward
half
sucks.
sibling. Oh, like
Like you got the same mom, but not the same dad. Let's say.
Or the same
Oh,
guy,
no.
but not the same mom.
Well, I don't think. See, I think you're
I would-
making
I
it.
I would say
You're making it more of a
cousin-
challenge. You should say.
cousins
You should
would be
say
farther away
sister.
than-
Sister. Okay.
You
What?
should- That's
Sibling.
Sibling.
Blech.
No,
Sibling.
the dead body.
Dead body.
Dead body.
Dead body.
But cousin's not your sister. It's like your.
Wait, but the pet. What?
And-
what
But if
kind,
you
wait,
do
what
it to
kind
a-
of,
if
what
you
kind
do-
of pet though? It's good.
I'm thinking dog.
No! Don't ever have sex with your pet.
I'm thinking a dog, probably.
Wait, he didn't say my
Poor
pet.
pet.
It could be.
No, he said your pet.
It could be your pet. I could just ruin your
Right.
pet
I said a
forever
pet.
and never have to.
Oh,
Oh, sex with anybody's pet?
Cousins in here.
No, like your pet, like a pet that you would have.
Like a
If
Yeah.
you had to have sex with a dead body,
Or
a
never.
pet, or are your
If
sibling.
somebody said you had to have
Could the
sex
pet
between my
could the
dog
pet be a person,
and
Corey?
a dead body?
No.
It would be a dead body.
I'm basically saying if you had to choose between bestiality, necrophilia, or incest.
Necrophilia. All the
Yeah,
way.
necrophilia.
You're changing it to necrophilia?
If it's my sister,
Oh.
Good Lord.
Jesus.
I mean,
What would you say, Corey?
I've been made fun of on many accounts. People have slandered me on being a necrophilia before because I made the mistake of telling somebody my 3 turn-ons, okay?
Did you ever have a field trip to the morgue?
Death?
No. I like cold
Where's Corey at?
I like cold flesh.
Oh, he's back.
Cold flesh.
So if we go sledding and like your girlfriend's got a cold butt, you've been outside in the winter, you were sledding or
girls have a
skiing,
cold butt.
and when you touch their butt and it's
Maybe not their
freezing
butt.
cold, it's a turn on for me. It's weird. It was a strange
weird.
turn on, and I told somebody I like that. And I also told somebody that I like people being very submissive in sex, where I like if a person isn't, moving their arms too much.
It's a really good argument for necrophilia.
Okay.
I feel.
And then
Or pet.
and then my third turn
I will
on
not submit.
was me pretending to sleep while somebody had sex with me, and I guess it's it's a little bit different. But I told somebody that, and somebody looked at me and goes, "Dude's hand down, you're a necrophiliac."
Well, you want
Because I like cold butts.
It's never really black and white or hot and cold.
to be asleep while somebody has sex with you?
I think that would be hot. Like if I was sleeping and somebody creeped up on me and started,
Getting woken up?
yeah, by your girl, and
Every
then you.
guy
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
that,
yeah,
dude.
of
What makes
course.
you special?
That's some.
I didn't
that's
say it
some
was.
classic
I'm saying the
shit right
combination of the 3.
there. Who doesn't want to get waken
Got
up by
me
a
accused
PJ,
of being-
man? Come on.
Well, yeah, but do you pretend you're still sleeping after it starts?
Oh no, man. You're like,
That's what I want to do. I want to pretend I'm
Well, the
sleeping
video
for as
would-
long
okay,
as I
we'll do what
can.
you want to. I mean, but
Well, you probably
you
have
want to be in a porn.
the video would be able to tell. I mean, if you look like you're waking up, the audience is going to know. We're probably just going to have to sedate you and insert army men by the dozens.
Oh no, this is the only cure. This is
So
the
I,
only way.
and I don't know. I don't
Okay.
even know what I would say.
So you want to have sex with?
I don't
dead
think
people privately.
honestly, if you have sex with the animal, you're not affecting. You're not affecting.
What are you
anybody with
talking
a dead
about?
body.
You are.
That poor animal.
These animals care.
Well, wait, could they have
See,
just
okay.
died? The necrophilia thing. See, there's no.
Come on now.
It could doesn't have
How
to be-
rotted is the body?
It doesn't. You don't have to dig it up and have it be this fucking corrusted,
Yeah.
busted
What pet do you
pelvis,
have?
man.
Yeah, but
What
No,
pet do you
no
have?
crumbly
What's the closest
pelvises.
pet you have?
I had a tarantula, and then
How are
I've
you gonna
had.
put your dick in a tarantula?
I've lived with many pets.
Closest petty.
Wait, he could just put it. He could. The tarantula could fuck
Yeah,
him though, probably.
I still feel like even if you put
You're gonna put your dick in my dog.
your dick,
I'm
in
not
a
putting my
dog,
dick in any dogs.
You're gonna hurt the dog.
You know what?
Look at the dog.
Wait. Just
Like,
you know,
Can you imagine hearing the dog?
But, like, okay.
yell?
just step away from the dog, Corey.
Dogs are most of them are fixed. They don't want that shit. They're
I
cute.
don't
What's
know.
their-
But
they
you
You're like,
don't want
yo,
your
they might
human
bite you.
What's
being.
that show where the first episode the president had sex with a pig?
Oh,
Black
Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror.
That show is
Love
so
that
fucking
shit.
Good.
That pig did not care.
Is
Well,
that
they
your
can
pet?
Actually, show it. That pig cared.
People have pigs for pets.
Well, do you think he would rather fuck his daughter or the pig or a dead body? I would say the prime minister of
Britain.
Britain
Britain. That's.
You
would
think
probably
he'd
be
pick
like, I'm gonna have a pint and just
go for that pig.
smoke a bowl and fuck the
know?
pig.
Yeah, but we're talking about your pet.
Yes.
It's not just some random.
It was,
You didn't say would you fucking.
What is?
I've
Or-
never really
It's
had
any
a pet.
pet, though.
I've never really had a
Well,
pet.
yeah.
I was more just trying to go sex with an animal, sex with a relative, or sex with a
That's
dead
so
body.
different.
Daughter, mother, sister.
That's so different.
The
Because
first,
sex with an animal.
Don't answer that.
the first episode we did, which is Paul never even answered.
Why I
He
did
couldn't.
not.
It was, would you rather kill your father or have sex with your mother?
Oh no! Fuck that shit.
This is the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison.
I would kill my father.
Father,
I want to kill you.
I want to kill you. Mother.
Anyways, okay, so we're gonna play a game. I seen Paul get peed on once.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
By who?
Some random drunk girl sat on his lap.
Like, fall out of public.
Well, no, like he was just like
Actually,
we were all drunk. We were about to go to my house.
I've seen these things.
And some girl just walked out and she was super drunk and she was like, "Meh, meh," and then she sat on Paul's lap and Paul let her.
It's
and,
like super bad, but with yellow.
And then like 3 minutes later, she peed, and then Paul jumps up, kicking her off her lap, saying like, she just fucking peed. Whoa, fuck! She's trying to be a nice guy, letting the girls have a place to sit, and then she peed.
Great.
Okay, well we're gonna wrap this up.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to call a cab, and you guys have to
Okay.
get a tow truck for my truck.
No.
Okay, so the new thing I'm gonna bring to the podcast every
Yeah.
time I'm gonna look at the guest and I'm gonna say, let's say I was a cartoonist, Steve, and I was making a cartoon about all the people I know, and everybody I met had to be a cartoon animal. Okay,
Oh.
and I've already talked about this with Pearl and Paul, and Pearl's a pink flamingo,
Yeah.
and Paul's a fucking panda bear, sometimes a polar bear, depending on what he is. I see myself as a silverback gorilla, and you, my friend, are a harmonica playing raccoon.
I'll let you guys in on something that because people don't like to pay for art. Once again, the free art theme of the show. So like for instance, one of the arts I do is this Mickey Mouse bullshit called caricatures. But hey, I like Mad Magazine and all that stuff, so I kind of like got, hey, this looks pretty cool, and holy shit, it makes money. So anyway, people come up to me at the Minnesota State Fair and they're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna look like. I mean, I don't know if I want to be drawn or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, like, you make fun of me or whatever. And the girl's like, I don't really want to make fun of or whatever. I mean, like, you're gonna like make it my nose all like. I'm like, no, super sexy. We draw everybody nice. We're good. Like, well, all right. I said, hey, how about if I give you a verbal caricature? Would you sit down?
Oh, so you had to describe them?
Yeah. So I do verbal caricatures.
Can you give us all a verbal
I
character?
could give you all the verbal caricatures so your audience can exactly see what we look like.
Already.
All right, so we're gonna start with Pearl. Pearl's got these bright, like bright colored eyes with like kind of a funny, cute, nice smile smirk, with sort of a middle of the road bulbous nose and
Huge
cheeks and brown hair and probably a slender frame. A couple little decals, little dots in the face on the side, and then a couple little tattoo spots, and a fuzzy dog on her lap. Now Corey's, we're gonna simplify a little bit. Corey's is like pretty much. I mean, we're gonna have to almost just create the closest thing to a unibrow without having one, and then we're gonna make these eyes like pretty like squinty with bags probably bigger than his lips. and then what you got is
Perfect.
like you got from the scary who is that guy with no beard to the how did you grow a beard in like a weekend? Did you have 17 hookers in your room? I mean, oh my
I can grow a
God!
beard in today.
Like you live well, I guess your beard grows faster. Yeah. Anyway, but the closest thing I could say is sometimes saying like, "Hey, he looks like that," somebody, and this particular would be the
guy from Stranger Things.
the sheriff from Stranger Things.
Right.
When he was like maybe 5-10 years younger, or if Corey like actually took steroids.
Yeah.
So
Full beard.
yeah, Paul.
I've been looking. I can't find him.
Paul looks like his eyes are about to fall off the side of his face because they're so squinty. And he's got this sort of a light brown sort of beard thing going on with this space between a tooth, like with like eyeballs looking through, checking out what's going on behind his brain there. But Paulie,
British teeth.
yeah, Paulie's just more of a quiet genius with fucking thrasher punches.
A quiet genius with thrasher punches.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll take that.
And then I'll just do a little, I have a pretty much look like I'm wearing a mop that wiped up a floor that was put into
Aisle three.
it was washed in a laundry.
Do you need a reflection of yourself?
No, I can do this by memory. Basically, I have two holes in the middle of my face, which make up my nose. Because if you look at me dead on, my nose is kind of small. My eyes are kind of squinty and scrunchy, like almost like what's that actor's name or whatever. But fuck
Renee
it.
Zellweger?
Right. Yeah, Renee Zellweger. That's what it. People keep telling me, what's his face, Pitt or
Brad Pitt?
Pitbull?
Pitt or the other guy in Transformers or
Mark
Daddy's
Wahlberg?
Home. Yeah, that guy.
Mark
So I
Wahlberg?
get that from like that part of my face. But here's how I simplify it. I have a pretty goofy smile. I got a bunch of scruffy shit around the around my sort of like longer, sort of just chin cheek sort of situation. And I don't know. My eyebrows are pretty much just falling off my head. And I have a Harry Potter scar on my forehead.
You know who he looks like? He looks like the bad guy from Wayne's World that banged his mom.
That's what this one girl said. But I'll tell you what, nobody agrees with that. Rob Lowe?
I do. I think
Rob
you
Lowe?
look. Well, remember when Rob Lowe did those commercials where it was like, nice Rob Lowe and like.
The doggy looks like a fluffy cloud with piercing black eyes and a black nose, and as if it is charcoal being thrown up in the air on a winter's day.
Well, I think those visual characteristics were awesome. We're gonna skip the rant and praise portion of the show because I'm gonna get rid of that. Steve's playing the harmonica. We're gonna smoke some weed.
I can play. I'm
fight
too
off
drunk.
this Everclear, and thank you.
Actually, I'm
for
perfectly
listening
sober. Drive
to-
safely, people.
To 003 FreeArt Ever. I can't even talk now. I'm so distracted. 003 FreeArt EverClear. Steve Bateman, Blue Buxton, Paul. Fuck.
I got my
This is awful. Wisconsin. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.